There's lots of fun stuff that you can do for Halloween. Okay? Okay, the veils are thin. The veils are thin on Halloween time. Therefore, if you take all your things and burn them, it's like giving them away to your ancestors or ghosts, okay? It's like if they always wanted that couch, burn it and let the smoke, okay? This is, no, that's a bit sacrilegious. Okay, how about this instead? Do some spells in the yard, okay? Take a hoe and like hoe up, like take up some of the grass, okay, and make a circle, okay, in the grass, and then, okay, a pentagram is, okay, air, fire, water, and earth, okay, and then spirits at the top, okay. That's why when you invert it, it's a bad thing, okay, because our spirit should stay at the top, so don't invert it, okay. Like if someone's looking at you upside down or from the other way, like don't panic about that too much, okay. It's also intent, so don't worry about that part, okay, and then put some stuff around that's important to you, okay? You think represents each of those five elements, okay? The first element is love, so put like a condom or a love letter or a teddy bear or something else like a cake that someone baked you that loves you, or an old recipe that you are very fond of. Okay, stuff like that, or a rock that someone gave you. Okay, when they gave you a rock, and you're at the time you're like, this is a useless gift for me. Where's my jewelry? But then you think you wouldn't want to have jewelry out in the yard on a rainy Halloween evening, okay? But you could have a rock, and that's a nice and hardy, sturdy thing to have, okay? So don't look a gift horse in its mouth because you don't want to check its teeth. It's a free horse, okay? It's a free horse. So that's what you want to do, okay? It's a free horse. Take the horse because you never know how useful it is. You could, I mean, look, some people do eat horses. It's very salty meat. It's salty meat, and actually, it was quite tasty. It's not something I'm gonna do again, okay? But it was a tasty time at the time. But that's a whole other thing. If you give someone a horse and then with the intent that they're gonna slaughter it, you should also give them like the money to get it done properly, humanely, and then professionally chopped and butchered. Okay, so it's like here's a horse, but you got to spend 2 grand getting it butchered. Well, that's not much of a gift, is it? And you knew that going in. You knew that going in. So don't say that you didn't know. Okay, so don't say that you didn't know. But so that someone gave you a rock when they fell in love with you. Okay, take this rock. Okay, and I want you to throw it through a window whenever you think of me. But that okay, so that means you'd have to go back into the house that you just threw it into, so you couldn't run away. You'd be like, "Hey, who threw that rock, man? Whoa! I just saw them. They went that way." And then when the family goes and runs after them, or the cops, whatever building that you threw the rock through, the bank, then when they're all running to go catch whoever they think it is, you go in there, you get that rock back. Watch out for broken glass, so okay, you don't want to cut yourself. Although if you do cut yourself and you end up getting blood on the rock, that might be useful too. So it's really it's kind of up to you. Um, I'm not big into cutting yourself during a magic spell. But if you already have a stub toe that has split open, then that might be useful for you as well. But you don't need to break open your own skin. Okay, don't do it. There's other ways to express your intent. Okay, your incredible focus. So air would be like I don't know, like a baby powder or something that like you could take like flour that could float away, a flower that could float away. If someone farted real quick and then ran back to another, or if you had someone stand there and then on cue, that would be tough to do, a belch or a fart on cue. But sometimes if you could get something to linger there, like a cough, okay, so if they do a bunch of hacking and coughing, and then like the virus hangs in the air there at that apex of air, uh, I suppose, but that's a bit of a negative connotation situation association. But sometimes you just gotta, I guess, do what you gotta do. So someone sneezes. Okay. Okay, so Earth would be like a clump of the dirt. Okay, easy, unless you're trying to invoke something else, like you went to Arizona once, or you've got Mount St. Helens ash in a jar. Now, that stuff you thought maybe would be worth something someday. I'm not quite sure why you kept it all these years, But there it is. And also remember that like that photographer did die taking those pictures and like left his camera under that rock, and so there is a bit of a melancholy around it. But sure, you could use some of that volcanic ash or dirt from your garden or the pumpkin patch that never was. Okay, so then water could be water. Don't do anything like juice or pee. It's not worth it. And then what's the other thing? Fire. So if someone's there with a Bic, okay, or some spicy chips, a Zippo, a candle, like any of that, that would be fine. An IKEA candle, those little tea lights are very good. Who knew that it could be so witchy there at Swedish for common sense? Okej, hej, jag är en häxa och jag gillar handlar på så hos IKEA för att de har alla som ljus som jag behöver och vartannat häxiga grejer har de. Typ saker och ting för toa, konstiga liksom färgglad typ ramar och möbler och sånt. So yeah, so you could go to IKEA, do a lot of your witch shopping there, and get some Choco too. And then fire, water, air, earth, spirit, the rock that someone gave you that at the time you didn't think was much. Uh, and then go ahead and you got to know your message, man, and trust in your message, okay? You got to trust in your message, okay? So if it's like you want to bang that night, I mean, I guess that's more of a glamour spell. I was more thinking something a little more grounded and foundational, or like wishing something good upon someone else is always a good idea. That way, you know, it's selfless, and if it doesn't work, NBD, and it's not you, haha. So, you could do that. You could dance around. You could go in the middle. I guess actually you should go in the middle. So, that's those are my tips. Get in the middle and get some other people to dance around, fart or burp, and sing and dance. And maybe everyone could take turns being in the middle, and you could charge people up with some nice positive energy, as it's like the Equinox just happened, and it's going to be the veils are going to be thin on Halloween. Don't mess around on no Ouija board unless you're going to do some white light, or make sure you protect yourself, because you know nasty guys can come through there and they think they're having a great old time taking a joyride in their hot rod, in this hot rod, spirit hot rod of a Ouija board, as it were. Let's all get in the Ouija board and see what's happening this weekend, see what the humans are doing. Maybe catch some burgers and shakes at Pop Tate's, Ghost Pop Tate's. Okay? So a Ghost Burger, okay, we know that you've had a hard night of haunting a bunch of human beings. So come on down to Ghost Burger. We'll give you free ghost fries, and Ghost Burger, Ghost Shakes, and marshmallow cones. Okay, so come on down. If you got some skin or any other physical artifact, a finger or a bone, we'll throw in some onion rings for free, some ghostly onion rings. Okay, so that's the veil. The veils are thin portion of the day, and yeah, I think if you to follow the advice of the magic advice, then you should be G2G, as they say. Remember what your message is, and uh, yeah, you know, if someone catches you doing this stuff, at first it's gonna seem embarrassing to you. It might not, but let's get real. It's a terrifying situation where you don't want anyone to think less of you. You don't want to think, man, this is the dude I hitched my wagon to. He's in the basement making videos. You gotta take that pain, okay? You gotta take that pain, okay? And change it towards something positive, okay? Yeah, I'm scared. We're all scared, okay? We can do it. I was trying to make a penis joke, thinking of different iterations of penis joke, but like you can't wish yourself a bigger, but you can have a bigger one in your mind, in your mind's eye, your spiritual penis? Oh, take your shoes off. Make sure your shoes are off. Yes, so you can conduct that energy, shoot it into the earth from your feet. Get those rubber soles off your feet. I'm not saying turn into a breath area, and I'm just saying take your shoes off for 5 minutes. You know, when you drew me the picture of the unicorn and that pig dancing with the human faces, I thought, well, I'll take this in a patronizing kind of way, like, oh, what a thoughtful gift. But that actually is what I'd use at the apex of my love. Because you're one of the best friends I've ever had. Like, yeah, it's a shitty drawing, but I think that's the point. It's even called friendship. When you painted me that picture of the BB-8, you were just going to throw it away. But no, it's too important. So take that picture of the BB-8, okay, an old sock, the rock that someone gave you, a blow and some air, or a jack in the box, some sweat or some water, but most likely water, and some of the earth or volcanic ash. And with those elements, okay, let's tune ourselves into the greatest night ever invented, All Hallows Eve.